So this movie takes place throughout the course of 12 years. Why wasn't it just called 12 Years a Boy? Point taken. The plot to Boyhood is so simple I can sum it up in less than 10 seconds. The movie basically follows 12 years of little Mason between first grade and going off to college. But the catch to this movie is that it's not a movie that was written, went into production for a few months, went to post-production, and then got released. It is not a movie that did feature different actors playing Mason during several stages of his life. Director Rickard Linklater, who did Dazed and Confused, School of Rock, and Bernie, wrote the movie, filmed for a few weeks for 12 years, and Mason is played by the same actor, L.R. Coltrane. So we basically get to see this kid grow up as the movie is being made. So on a technical level, the movie is really amazing, and I just noticed that I'm wearing a Sundance 2014 shirt, and it was not one of the movies I saw there, unfortunately. I know it premiered there, but I wasn't there long enough to see Boyhood at Sundance. But I've seen it now, and yeah, it's an amazing movie. All of the actors do a fantastic job, and they're so natural in their roles. So natural that I keep forgetting that I'm watching a fictional scripted movie and instead a documentary, because when you see Mason and his sister and the other actors just kind of grow up for the course of 12 years, you seem to forget that it's a fictional movie. Whenever Mason's parents show up on screen, played by Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke, I'm reminded that, oh, this is fictional, this is scripted. None of these characters are real. But that's the best compliment I can give to any movie, is that you believe that these characters are so real, you forget that they don't exist. So it is a major accomplishment for any film to do that. But what really makes this movie good is how anyone can basically relate to it, especially someone in my generation. Mason just grows up, goes through all these different phases in his life, elementary school, middle school, going to high school, girlfriend, and then going off to college. And it's something that I can really relate to. I mean, when watching the movie, I personally got several flashbacks to all the points, to most of those points in my life. Although I'm grateful that some of the stuff Elliot had. Why do I keep calling this kid Elliot? I must have E.T. on my mind still. But I'm grateful that some of the stuff Mason experienced, I had the pleasure to not experience. And another thing that it was a little personal for me in this movie is that I was actually born in Texas, but I moved to California before I turned a year old. So when watching the movie, I kept imagining to myself, how different would my life have been if I had stayed in Texas? What would have happened to me? So the fact that the movie takes place in Texas is something that I really admire. And anyone who's a parent can relate to Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette. I mean, when I watched them, I definitely saw little snippets of my parents in there. So why am I telling you some of this personal stuff concerning Boyhood? Well, it's because when a movie is personal for you, that really shows like how good a movie is in your opinion. Like if you can really relate to a movie, if it can move you, then you know that this movie is one of the best you've ever seen. So Captain America: The Winter Soldier is now tied for my favorite movie of the year. So unless we have an incredible Oscar season, Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Boyhood are my two favorite movies of the year. This is another movie like Captain America that you need to get off your ass and go see right now. Especially if you have a love for film, if you want to go become a film student, and especially if you are someone from my generation, you can really identify with Mason. And if you're trying to become a film major or pursue a career in film, this is a movie that you should definitely see. You have no excuse not to see it. So that's my rating. Get off your ass and go see it right now. Just go right now. And that's my review for Boyhood. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought of the movie. Subscribe to my channel for more stuff in the future. You can check out my other channel, AlexG8462. You can find links to my Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram accounts on my YouTube page. Go check me out on letterboxd.com under the name The Real Mr. Robinson, as well as my written reviews on Geeked Out Nation. Share me with your friends and tell them about me, and remember to know it before you see it. This is The Real Mr. Robinson, and I'll see you guys later.